there's an old saying, right? When people tell you who they are, you best well listen to them. And that includes the likes of Dawn French, who is a very famous comedian and actress over in the UK. Many people watched her growing up. I think I saw her in a few things, even though I'm 29 in August. My goodness. And we're in June at the moment. Wow. Time is actually flying. But let's get back to Dawn French for a moment. So Dawn French, in her bio over on X, she's got a gay flag or the LGBT, whatever flag, a Ukrainian flag, and you guessed it, the Palestinian flag, which has become synonymous with terror at the moment. And well, Dawn French went viral recently because she decided to mock the horrific events of October 7th. Here is the video of her mocking such atrocities.
Complicated. No, but nuanced. But, you know, bottom line is no. Yeah, but, you know, they did a bad thing to us. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but no. But we want that land and we don't know, you know, got the history and we got, you know, no. Those people, not even people, are they really? No.
She made a video basically saying no. And what she's talking about is October 7th, the atrocities that took place with the terrorist organization coming over and wiping out over 1,200 Israelis, men, women, and children. And according to Dawn French, they didn't have a right to retaliate. No, you guys don't mean anything at all. No. It's a bit of a land struggle. No, you don't have a right, according to Dawn French. And, well, the internet blew up about this. Lawrence Fox goes, when they tell you who they are, believe them. Indeed. Matthew Marsden goes, this is a horrendous take. Not all actors are alike, I promise. No, indeed. And Lee Kern goes, hi, Dawn French, Oscar-nominated comedy writer here. I parked my career and came to Israel in the weeks after October 7th to document the massacre committed by the Islamic fundamentalists or the terrorist organization, whose goal remains to exterminate every Jew on earth. What you sneeringly mock as a bad thing included the grieving children I met in hospital whose friends and family had been murdered, kidnapped, and raped, and who themselves were coming to terms with what their own life-altering injuries had become. It also includes the 1,200 people murdered and tortured on October 7th, some of which I saw in a 47-minute compilation footage that Hamas filmed themselves. They weren't hiding it. This included women whose faces were like smashed crockery on the floor, broken into pieces after having been repeatedly shot. Children being deliberately blown up with grenades. Men getting their heads hacked off with garden tools. Dead babies in nappies with their throats cut. Blackened corpses smouldering after burning all night. Great women with their arms and legs broken and twisted into bizarre shapes. I imagine you think you are moral and righteous and taking a stand against pain and suffering. But not only do you remain intellectually incurious about what the architect of all this suffering is, the terrorist organization, not only do you fail to say no to them in front of your audience and condemn them for their retention of the hostages, use of human shields, fighting from hospitals, schools, and civilian compounds, not only do you fail to do this, you proactively broadcast with misplaced pride, a wicked glee in your mockery and dismissal of Jewish suffering, pain, and death, and the predicament Israel faces trying to get back hostages from a G-word terrorist organization that is happy for everyone, including their own people, to die. If it helps, then continue their plan to exterminate the Jews. You really are a grim and miserable little shit, aren't you? Ouch. And there was loads more other people that I saw that responded, and they weren't happy at all. And so, because of what Dawn French decided to say in the video, she has made a statement. Here's what she said. Okay, it's important to address this. Indeed, it is, Dawn French. You should never have posted such a thing in the first place. But we know who you are now. Thank you very much. I posted a video in the style I've been using for social media in an effort to convey an important point. What point was that? That you mock the dead? I clumsily used a mocking tone. No, you did it because you thought about it and you didn't care. That's I clumsily used a mocking tone. Yeah, no one clumsily uses a mocking tone. It was on purpose, woman. My intention was never to mock. Oh, I clumsily used a mocking tone that I didn't intend to mock anyone with. Yeah, sure, okay. Or dismiss or diminish the horror of what happened on October 7th and what continues to unfold from the brutal, unthinkable, unforgivable, savage attack. Well, now you're using those big words, but before you're like, no. My heart broke for the many innocent people and their families that were killed, tortured, raped, and kidnapped. The fact that hostages are still being held is utterly appalling. Well, why didn't you say that in the video? My intention was to mock and point the finger of shame at the behavior of the cruel leaders on all sides. So your intention was to mock. You said your intention was never to, you clumsily used the mocking tone. So what is it, Dawn French? You wanted to mock something? That something happened to be Israel, right? I'm mocking and pointing the finger of shame and the behavior of cruel leaders on all sides of this atrocious war who have committed to behave like the worst, dangerous, sickening bullies and seem to relish the tyrannical and childish one-manship of the violence. They were my target, but clearly I failed to do that. Yes, you did. You failed to do that astonishingly, because that was not your intention. People can see one's intention quite clearly, and your intention was not clear to what you are saying. Now you explain it, I'm going, but that wasn't what was in the video. Not at all. Anyway, I apologize unreservedly. I'm particularly sorry that my disgust at didn't figure. It appeared one-sided, and that is wrong. Oh, you were disgusted at the terrorist organization? I didn't know that. I didn't see that at all. Where was that in the video? Did you guys see that when I showed you the video? I'm a person who, like many others, is feeling increasingly helpless and hopeless as we witness the carnage and destruction worsen. The images of starving and wounded children have haunted me day and night. History has taught us never to stand by and allow this kind of inhumane violence to be wrought on anyone, especially innocent children. We'll blame the one that you claim to have so much disgust in. I have felt my silence be complicit or even somehow sanctioning. So in my small way, I wanted to voice my desire to say no to both sides, to any further violence, except you didn't say no to both sides. You only said no to Israel, didn't you? I hope you will understand my intention was not to offend, but clearly I have, for which I am sorry, and I have removed the video. Well, the internet is forever, Dawn French, and alas, you chose your side, and now people are condemning you because of the side you chose. You explain everything in that little apology note, but in reality, everyone could see from that video what you were trying to do. And even in your post, it just says no. Nothing in the video indicated your disgust with the terrorist organization. Everything in the video seemed to indicate your disgust with Israel. You used a mocking tone. You mocked dead Jewish people. That is disgusting. You're the problem, Dawn French. You made the video. It's your own fault. Regardless of how you try and explain it, you got found out, you got caught, you didn't realize the reaction that would become of this. And now that so many people are outraged, you've realized, oh, I've got to do damage control now. I've got to explain the video. It's only like not even that long, but it speaks volumes. I don't know about you, but nowhere in that video did I feel like what she was explaining in her statement. Anyway, that famous saying, when people tell you who they are, you best well listen to them, is quite accurate in this one. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.